Excellent, thank you. Welcome to the Williston-Richmond Rotary Club. Today's Thursday, July 21st. We have some fabulous speakers this morning. First of all, I have a couple of things. I want to thank Rick McGuire for sacrificing a hot breakfast so that he can manage our IT, as he almost always does. So kudos, Rick. Thank you, thank you. And I would like to welcome Reg Melrose, who is joining us from, oh goodness, I've forgotten now, but I think Georgia. So welcome, Reg. I'm glad you're here with us again this morning. And then we do have an inspiration this morning and a Rotary cog. So I'm going to start with the Rotary cog, and Elizabeth has graciously offered to provide that to us. So probably she's just taken a bite, but in case she hasn't, Elizabeth, you're up, my dear.
Best place to stand to be here. Okay. So I was reading in this quarter's Rotary magazine about water, and the woman who started this organization called Dig Deep, she started it in Sudan or something, thinking they really need water, but then, of course they do. But then she found out that many Americans really need water too, specifically on the Navajo reservation, and that most families don't have running water on the Navajo reservation. And part of it's because water is hard to get out there. But the other thing is that the groundwater is really polluted from uranium mines. So he said most Americans use 80 to 100 gallons of water a day, and the Navajo use about 7. Because they don't have it. So she moved her organization completely to the US, and Rotary found out about it. It costs about $4,500 to put a water system in for someone, and it's not a well, it's a tank that's refillable. So the woman drives around, she's called the water lady, and refills the tanks. And so they put in a tank and they put in plumbing and all of that. It's about $4,500. So a Rotary Club got together to fund one of these. And then it took off like wildfire, and a bunch of other Rotary clubs wound up getting involved and raised $375,000 to put in these water tanks. So they put in lots and lots, and the Navajo are finally having water in their homes. And what's really neat about that is that the Navajo really hold water as sacred, and in ways worship it, and they just have had really a hard time having it in their homes. So Rotary is making that happen, and really interesting article in this quarter or month. Monthly, I don't even know if it's but in this month's magazine if you want to learn more.
Thank you.
Can't hear you.
Darn
Leslie,
it. I know. I just thought maybe I could do it without having someone have to remind me, but bless you all. Thank you. So thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate your cog very much. And I also always love your plug for reading the Rotary magazine. It always has great information. So take a minute, everyone, when you can, and check out the latest issue. So I am going to give the inspiration today. And unlike typical me, it's very short and sweet. This is from Mahatma Gandhi, and
I agree.
what?
We said you are short and sweet.
Oh, that was so nice. Okay, moving right along. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. And I thought this was very appropriate given our speakers today. And I will speak on behalf of our entire club. First of all, I'm sorry that I'm not there in person. There's been a questionable, oh yeah, hold on. Anyway, possible exposure to COVID. So we thought we wouldn't share with the rest of you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leslie Murray, and this is Armand Fournier. And we are members of the club, and I'm the past president filling in for the current president. So anyway, I just want to say on behalf of the club, we are thrilled to have our speakers today, and probably even more thrilled, at least for me, to be able to play a very small part in your futures and your learning and maybe you'll live forever. So anyway, I welcome you here. This is a great group and I look forward to hearing what you have to share with us. And I believe that Angela will be introducing you. I don't know if Angela's in-house.
Yeah, I'm right. No, I'm right here
Oh, very good. Okay, thanks, Angela. Take it away.
in my house.
In your house.
It is a house. Well, thank you so much, Leslie, for that inspiration. And I wanted to acknowledge that Ellie is actually of course the speaker chair for this month. So giving credit to Ellie, I'm just doing these introductions as the person who was lucky enough to work on, one of the people who was lucky enough to work on the scholarship committee. So funny thing for me, since I'm here and you're there, I'm just going to assume that Amelia, Grace, and Tyler are all in the room. And
They are.
all right. Yay. And I figured they would be. I wonder if we want to do this one at a time. And if so, who would like to go first? Any volunteers?
We got one.
All right. Who's that?
To the front.
Anywhere you want.
The camera picture up there.
Okay, cool.
All right. So who's going first?
Amelia. You're fine. Hi, I'm Amelia.
Okay. I'll rather than bulk everyone's intros together, I'll go one at a time. So this is Amelia Worth, everyone. I'm sorry that I'm not there to introduce you in person. Amelia is a Williston resident and a graduate of CVU. She will be attending UVM in the fall, majoring in microbiology. And Amelia also works at Adams Farm Market, I believe, where she's been for 2 years and continues there this summer. So we can all say hi to Amelia after this. And just before Amelia starts, I'll tell everyone listening that one of the questions on the scholarship application, instead of a more typical essay question where you might say like, tell us what you're going to do for the world. We wanted to pose a question to our scholarship applicants to learn from them. Again, back to the learning theme, Leslie, to ask these students what Rotary could do for young people today. And so each presenter today is going to tell us a little bit about what they think, their answer to that question, and we can all be taking careful notes. So thank you so much, Amelia, and please take it away.
Okay. Can everybody hear me online if I speak this loud and in person? Do I need to change my volume at all?
No, you're great.
Okay, cool. Oh dear. Can you make the pictures disappear? Because you might cut off part of my presentation. Sorry. I didn't exactly build it with this amount. I could have thought of that. There we go. Perfect. That'll work. Okay, cool. So my name is Amelia Worth, as previously stated. I'm using my pronouns. I'm 18 years old. And fun fact about me, I am a citizen of both the US and New Zealand. Citizenship by descent through my mom, who's also here to watch and also intervene if something bad happens. Which hopefully won't happen. Right?
Mom can rest easy.
Next page there.
Next page, thank you. Sweet. Okay, so first I thought I'd just give you some information about what I like to do in my life. I swim for the Edge swim team. Used to be in Williston, now is in South Burlington. I've swum on the same team since age 5-ish, 6-ish. I don't actually remember when I started. And I fully intend to swim in college. I also like to ski with my family as our winter activity. We do downhill, cross country, and especially backcountry. I
my whole family is our telemark skiers, so it's really easy for us to switch from downhill to backcountry and stuff. We like putting skins on when it's really cold and it snowed a lot, and going up in the backcountry and just kind of exploring with the salty powder. Go ahead. I also like to participate in theater. I was the stage manager at CBU for 3 years. So I'm pretty experienced in like organizing a lot of people and making sure communication and information flows the way it's supposed to. I also participated in chorus all through my years of high school, which was a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoyed it. It's nice to do some performative creating stuff. I usually work in the background, but not there. And then purely for fun, I like to play TTRPGs, which is just tabletop role-playing games with my friends, collaborative storytelling, and also problem solving, that we like to pose problems to each other and then try to solve them through what skills and tools we have limited ourselves to. It's lots of fun, and it's a great way to connect with friends, I think. Yes. I guess any questions before I move on to like the actual part of my presentation? I don't know how this works.
Is that something you made up? I've never heard of TTRPG.
No, it's not something I made up. It's a very nerdy thing, though.
No, it sounds
I would
cool.
say.
Totally cool.
Yeah, the most popular one you might know is Dungeons and Dragons. That's a TTRPG, but there's plenty of other systems, plenty of other games and types. There's like sci-fi ones, there are high fantasy ones, there are modern day ones. There are ones that don't even include like magic elves. It's all like science and technology. There are historical ones, et cetera, et cetera. Basically any kind of game you want to play, any kind of genre, you can find a system for that. Okay, so you all asked me to talk about how I think Rotary can continue to connect with the communities that you guys serve, I guess is the right word. So I thought a lot in terms of like what kind of projects you do and how visible you are to the community. Go ahead. So traditional projects that come to mind are like the tree lighting and the egg hunt that you guys do, the seasonal projects. Go ahead. So I thought about what things you could improve to help connect more with the community, make things more visible, just make a better experience for all. So for the tree lighting, I thought maybe having a bigger display or more visible lights that I'll turn on that are spread throughout the entire green and not just the gazebo, so more people have the opportunity to experience the magic of all the trees, of all the lights lighting up, because it is kind of contained and a lot of people can block your view of that. Also having speakers or sound equipment for the performers. I know you like to get the Williston Riotones, I think, in past years to sing a couple Christmas carols. Sometimes that's hard to hear if you're standing in the back. So having speakers and sound equipment to help amplify that can help enjoy, so everybody can enjoy the performance. And then a fun thing, I guess, I was thinking, oh man, it'd be cool to have some kind of fun little competition. So hopefully, given that there's usually snow around Christmas time, you can have a little like snowmaking contest or just organization where you get all the kids that get dragged along by their parents to make some fun snowmans or fun snow sculptures, something along the lines of a fun activity for everybody to participate in. Yeah. So, and then I thought about the egg hunt. I admittedly have more suggestions for this than I thought I would. Not that you guys are doing anything wrong, but like having a food truck or a community picnic after the egg hunt, because it usually takes place in the morning, to kind of have a more relaxed environment where there's not like a task to be done and the parents aren't running after their children, and having a space and a place and a time for everybody to talk amongst the community. Having an art project, partner with local artists or art teachers or something along the like, to have some sort of like low stakes, simple art project for families and children to do when they're done. Work with the community services departments like ambulance, police car, etc., police department, have them bring their cool machines, you know, the police cars, the ambulances, the snow plows, the farm equipment, fire trucks, etc. You know, because children always like to look at those things and climb inside and touch every cool button. And then finally, collaborate with the library team group and the library in general. There's a lot of read-alouds and stuff in the summer, and it could be a good way to kick off that and have some more connection to the library and more flow from the park to the library and everything like that. Go ahead. And then I thought about just like new projects, stuff that you could do if you wanted to, I guess. No pressure in any way, shape, or form. Go ahead. So you could have summer gatherings, like a monthly gathering in the town green. You could partner with local businesses, restaurants, or other community organizations. Have a theme for each month, maybe. I don't really have any suggestions because I'm bad at coming up with themes, just in general. But it'll foster inter-community and generation connections, because there'll be a reason for everybody to kind of show up and meet new people and see old faces and stuff. And go ahead. And lastly, a lower stakes kind of offshoot of the previous suggestion is to collaborate with people and organizations that are already doing events on the town green throughout the summer. The Williston Town Band, you could offer support for their sound system, for advertising, etc. Green Up Day, definitely helping with spreading the word, or organization helping making it more of an event, or the library summer events. Like I said before, the library does a whole bunch of events in the summer, and you could definitely help. The Rotary Club can definitely help both organize that, provide resources, but also communicate between the Williston Town Library and the Richmond Town Library, sharing the resources and ideas, so that each library doesn't need to fend for themselves. That's it. Thank you so much.
Yay! I'm clapping.
It was great.
That was
I hope
awesome.
Yeah, can we ask questions?
Yeah.
Angela, or
Oh,
do you
yeah.
wanna-
Go ahead.
Please, yeah.
So, yeah, thank you very much. That was awesome. On the subject of Christmas trees and having them in public spaces, there we had some discussion. I run an interfaith organization, and we had some discussion with the pastor of this church and with the town manager this past year about whether it's even appropriate for a town to do that, because I mean, Christmas tree isn't exactly religious, but it represents, it's a symbol of a religious holiday. And so one of the things we talked about was should we have a menorah in the town space? Should we have like a Unitarian Universalist chalice? Should we try to find some kind of symbol that represents the Islamic faith? So I just wondered if you had any thoughts about those ideas.
Yeah, I think I'm of the general opinion that saying, okay, well, this represents a certain religion, need to include all the religions is really difficult, because there are a lot of religions, and just including the major ones can kind of feel isolating to the smaller ones. So if you're worried about the tree lighting being a representation of the Christian faith, then I would personally suggest just doing it with all symbolism and just having some kind of lighting, some kind of like general holiday, wintry, we're gonna celebrate the longest night of the year, and that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be a tree lighting, could be we're gonna light up the gazebo with colors and lights, and just do away with all the religious symbolism entirely. Just that seems like an easier way to me than trying to include every single faith and a symbol for all of them.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's it.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you so much, Amelia.
Howard, would you mind moving your chair around the side? Yeah, thanks.
I can't read the room when I'm not in the room, so I don't know if I should move on.
Yes, move on.
Okay. All right, and thank you, Amelia, for volunteering to go first. I wonder if Grace or Tyler have a preference of who goes next.
Go ahead. Jump up.
Grace is volunteering.
All right. Awesome. So I will introduce Grace Andrews, who is from Richmond, graduated from MMU, and Grace is the first in their family to attend college, which is a huge accomplishment, and will be attending the University of New England, majoring in nursing, and hopes to become a labor and delivery nurse one day. I can say, as someone who birthed 2 babies, that labor and delivery nurses are some of the most important and amazing people on the planet. So thank you so much for that, Grace, and please take it away.
So I guess I took a little bit of maybe a different perspective with the essay question.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yes. And so I kind of looked at it more as how like the Rotary can help the community, but also how like my generation of like young people can also help the community. And so growing up in the center of Richmond, I lived pretty close to 2 senior living communities. And just growing up, I've seen like all the senior citizens outside, like for their daily walks or enjoying company. And usually like the parking lots are completely full of visitors and family. And it's like everybody's outside just having the most amazing time. It's really just like a cool environment, I guess, to be around. And I guess like as COVID hit, for safety reasons, we all kind of had to keep our distance from one another in order to protect each other, keep each other all healthy. And so I noticed the immediate shift in the visiting, the engagement with the senior communities, obviously to protect them. But as COVID kind of, I mean, it's definitely not gone, but as it's kind of slowed down a little bit and like mask mandates have gone down, I noticed like still those senior communities aren't like, there's just been a lack of engagement or maybe interaction, and they're just kind of still in that isolated state maybe. And so I kind of wanted to focus on just bringing back that interaction and communication with them, and like, I don't know, just talking and just getting engaged with them. Last December, my mom owns a childcare in Richmond, and me and my family and the childcare, we gathered donations and fundraised, and we made 75 to 80 holiday bags for all of the senior citizens in the like Richmond, Williston area. And we delivered them with my mom's daycare kids in a kind of a small parade, I guess, of like decorated wagons. And it was so much fun. And even though like one senior community, they couldn't come inside and we couldn't go inside, of course, just to keep everybody healthy. There was just like this big glass window, and we were all there like showing them what they got and just saying hello. And everybody was so overjoyed just to have that like social interaction and see everybody just kind of just saying hi and, I don't know, trying to do something good, maybe just spread a little kindness. And so I feel like the Rotary could start to, I guess, support like sort of like an outreach program, or just like smaller things like holiday bags, for example, or just like birthday cards or like holiday cards, something like that. Or just, I don't know, to get maybe people, I guess, visiting and interacting with the senior communities more often, I guess, so they're not still stuck in that kind of COVID era where they can't visit. And even if it can't be like right in person, I don't know, like even holiday cards, even though they're super small, I feel like they can mean a lot. And that kindness can kind of go a far way in people's lives. And so, yeah, just like, I don't know, like holiday cards. I don't know, I was thinking like maybe just like a gardening thing, like, I don't know, anything just to like build up that interaction or socialization with them. So that was my idea.
Thank you so much.
was just wondering how you found the seniors, that you went to some of the
Yeah.
living places.
Yeah, I live right near the round church, I guess. And there's two right there that are just walking distance. So that's really fun. So,
What did you put in the holiday bags?
there was crackers, cookies, there was, I'm trying to think. There was just lots of Christmas goodies, like anything you could probably imagine were in there. There was, I'm trying to remember. Just, there was like little miniature board games, I'm pretty sure that were in there. Just like tons of like super fun little crafts and small things that everybody kind of needs around that season. So yeah, I think there was a lot of stuff in there. But
one of the programs that we had, I was working with all the colleges in Connecticut, and one of the things that we offered was something called Adopt a Grandparent. And we felt the same way about a lot of the nursing homes, and this was long before COVID. And so a lot of the students who really felt comfortable
Rick, if you can hear me, we've lost audio.
Yeah, I think they've frozen, Angela.
Yeah, they probably can't hear us, huh?
I'm afraid not. Yeah, I'll send him a message.
Oh. And
but we haven't been able to the last few years, but we have sometimes 100 people that show up.
yeah.
So lots of ideas.
Meeting ended.
You should contact us if you want to talk to your guidance counselors there and see if there's some way to get a connection between those two.
That's weird.
Great.
Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you, Grace. All right, so can y'all hear me? There was something.
Yes.
All right, you disappeared for a moment, but
Crashed.
hi, Tyler. So everyone, this is Tyler Morehouse. Tyler lives in Williston, attended CVU for the first 2 years of high school and graduated from Williston-Northampton School, which is in East Hampton, Massachusetts. At Williston-Northampton, Tyler was the captain of the varsity basketball team and will play basketball at Dickinson College this fall, where he will be majoring in data analytics. And you might see Tyler around the community at McGillicuddy's, where he's worked for 2 years. So please go for it.
Okay. So the topic that I chose was youth sports. I think sports can have a huge impact on kids at a young age, but some kids can't afford to play or practice as much as others. In today's world, sports are becoming more and more competitive with new ways to train and new equipment becoming available, meaning it becomes harder for the kids whose families can't afford these trainings to compete with those who can. When I played sports when I was younger, I didn't realize what I do now, and that's that there's much more than just being able to play that was beneficial to me. I also learned valuable life skills such as leadership and how to work as a team. In addition to that, I've made lifelong friends. Most of the kids I grew up playing sports with, I'm still friends with now, and I tend to be for a while. So my idea to help combat this issue is to hold a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, possibly next summer. And there could be an entry fee, which would all go towards scholarships for kids to attend sports camps or any other way kids can be helped to get involved or play youth sports. I know that St. Michael's College was rented out in the past to hold the 3-on-3 tournament. And I've already talked to my past AAU coach, BJ Robertson, about helping me organize and run it. And I also know Andy Busano, who runs the Revolution Basketball League, and he would be happy to help as well. So yeah, and that's it. Any questions?
It's not so much a question. I'm sitting here and Charlie and Angela and I were on the scholarship committee. And you can see why we couldn't narrow it down to two. So we're really excited about all of you, but I'm thrilled to just see what you actually are in person, because you look so good on paper. Well, you just never know. And I know that if I ever need to do a slide presentation, who to contact. Anyway, congratulations to all three of you. We're so thrilled to be able to help. And your ideas are really valid ones too. So thank you for opening our eyes to that too.
So how would you form 3-on-3 tournaments to make sure that they're inclusive of everybody? I was always the shortest one in the class. The only way that I could play effectively was stand on the toes of the big people so they couldn't jump over. How would you form these teams to be inclusive?
I think usually how they work is you make your own team. So I think if you were short, you just kind of have to choose big players.
You just get under. You just get under.
Or be quicker than they are.
They can't get low enough to get to you.
Do there have to be levels of play, in other words, or do you just have everybody play against each other?
No, I think we would do 8 groups.
I was going to just kind of compliment your idea of a little bit of collaboration, and really that was around all of you to some degree. The idea, we see it a lot in Rotary, there's clubs all over the world, and frequently they'll team up. Like our Rotary club could go to a Rotary club in another country and say, we want to do a water project, and we could collaborate together. And your idea of, and your guys' thoughts of pulling in other people who know things, who have experience, and who could help you pull things together goes far in whatever project you're trying to create in life. So kudos to you for thinking along those lines.
I had a question on a slightly different topic, but since you're going to be a collegiate athlete, congratulations. That's really awesome. So there's been a lot of talk recently about, athletes being able to receive compensation for their images and or going to sign art, getting paid to go to an event to sign autographs, or, that sort of thing. And that seems very controversial. I just wondered if you thought about that and what your opinion was.
I think for college athletes who are at the highest level of Division I, it was somewhat unfair that they make all this money for schools and the NCAA without getting any of it. But I mean, in the same sense, it makes sense that they're there for school, so they shouldn't be focused on just making money. So I mean, I could see it either way, honestly. I'm not really sure if I have a set opinion on that. So.
Yeah, it was tricky. We had a bill in the state legislature that would have allowed state colleges to pay the money. It didn't go anywhere because we couldn't agree either.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
All right, I like the idea of the inclusiveness. It kind of harkens back to the old Burlington International Games, which passed away a number of years ago, unfortunately. But it was a great opportunity for kids who didn't play AAU or didn't play on a high school team or an organized team to be able to participate. And I thought it was wonderful. So, the more you can include kids who don't have the opportunities to participate otherwise, the better, in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if I can jump in, I just want to say, to follow up what you were saying, Dave, that when I read your essay answer, Tyler, I was like, this is such an important topic really, and we see even just at CVU that if you don't make varsity if your junior year, then you aren't allowed to play any longer on a CVU team. And there are a number of reasons behind that, and hopefully in our community-wide strategic planning process that for the school district, those conversations will come up and will be had, because that's obviously an issue of access and opportunity. So when you suggested this, Tyler, I thought it hits on something so important. And again, hearing you say it just this morning, I thought, oh my gosh, I love this idea. How could we raise money? And then the fact that you have an idea to also raise the money is just really, I'm excited. If you can't tell, this is kind of me anyway, but I love this idea. I love this idea, and I love that I don't want to read too much into what you said, but it sounds like you're even willing to help move it forward. And I just really appreciate that, and hope that it's okay if I hold on to your email address. And if you, I can't speak for the club, but certainly if this idea, if your excitement for this idea stays, or even builds, please do reach out, because as a club, we are looking for service projects and looking to become involved with folks who are doing really great things in our community. And this would be one of those things. So I'm not again, not speaking for the club, don't mean to speak out of turn, but it's just very exciting to me that you have identified a problem and offered a solution at the same time. So thank you.
So the one conflict that I see is that you talked about how people can't participate because of the cost. And then you talk about a tournament with a cost associated with it.
Right. Yeah, I don't really know how to solve that, because we could do sponsorship.
Each team can just go out and put the name of a business on their shirt or whatever, or
Right.
People could apply to have it waived too. I mean, you got to raise money somehow.
Team McGillicuddy's.
Yeah.
Come on, my team.
Our school had the same kind of thing where they had, you got on the A team in the basketball, and then there was the B team, and then the rest of you couldn't play anymore. And what the basketball teams, the men's and women's basketball team would get together towards the end of the season and plan out the social basketball 3-on-3 tournament. And then each person in the 18 basketball team had to go find 2 friends who didn't play basketball to be on their 3-on-3 team. And they set up a social tournament that happened like every Wednesday at lunchtime or whatever it was. Our school set up differently. And they ran a tournament for a month that included, they pulled in other people from the school. I don't think that's necessarily the way to do it here, but it's an idea of a way that maybe you could partner with the CVU men's and women's teams and the MMU men's and women's teams and the South Burlington and the Burlington men's and women's teams, and let them get sort of the momentum and the interest to spread across the whole community, the whole Chipping County community, to bring it together. Or you could run it as, like the Burlington pool, the South Burlington pool, the Williston pool, the CVU pool and the MMU pool, and then have pick the highest ranking 3-on-3 teams from each of those pools, and then they come together for a weekend tournament where they bring all their other friends who are in the other pools, they can all cheer for each other and get together. So maybe pulling in those skilled players and having them bring in the short person or the really tall person who's never played basketball before because they're too scared to maybe drop the ball, or they couldn't figure out how to hold their body, and they've gotten bigger and stronger now but never played. To bring in those other people and make those connections. So have the basketball kids make the connections with their other friends, connections that aren't necessarily basketball aspects. It might be a way to tie that in and help the inclusion of different people, different folks from different walks of life, as a way to get them momentum going within it. Probably with this role. if you get things going the first couple of seasons. Might as well. That worked a long time ago, that worked. Yeah.
I love it. Look, we're already brainstorming. Thank you so much, Tyler. I don't mean to cut you all off if there are any other questions.
Yeah, Walter had a question.
Oh, go ahead.
One thing I thought about as you were talking is that maybe part of the sports in school would be that they would put up a fundraising part as part of the school. Do it so that, you know, you're playing basketball, so your basketball team as part of the school does something to raise money. And I was looking at, I wasn't looking at playing in that tournament. That's it. It was to raise money so that the kids who can't go to these camps and really learn the skills will be able to go to the camps, you know, that summer, maybe play sometime in the future at one of these things because they've had all the practices maybe that other people with advantages have had. You know, that's kind of, so it's not a black and white thing. I think it's just working it out the details, so stretch it as far as you can. It's very good. I like that. Thank you.
To grow out of your basketball shoes every like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So at this 3-on-3 tournament, there's a whole big shoe swap and where parents of the kids were just barely getting a chance, but they haven't got shoes, and they haven't got shorts, but they haven't got a ball. And all you big tall kids that keep growing out of your clothes can just be out. That's a fantastic place to be able to share that. Again, that's an easy way to get the kids who don't have access to get some access for them for the kit that they need to be able to participate.
Are you part of Rotary or?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, thank you all so much. And Tyler, before you go anywhere, sorry, if we could have, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, if we could have, I have a photo request from Leslie, if Amelia, Grace, and Tyler wouldn't mind standing at the podium. I think Leslie's gonna maybe grab a screenshot, but if anyone in the room is available to take a photo, that would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angela. And I would love it if the students would stand on either side of the Rotary banner. And I think, and it looks like Susan's going to get a great shot, which is perfect because for me, Walter and Andy were a bit in the way, buddy.
One extra.
Should probably also write a story.
Excellent. Thank you, Susan, very much. Thank you, students. It was wonderful.
Yeah, so I did want to recognize, I know Jude just spoke up, but I wanted to recognize Charlie and Jude who helped with the scholarship committee and selection and reviewing the applications. And thank you all again, Grace and Tyler and Amelia, for being great citizens and for taking the time to apply, frankly, and share your ideas with us, and for being here today. And we're so excited to see what you do in the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Angela. And yes, thank you again to our scholarship recipients. I really appreciate everything that you shared with us. And I want to just remind you to stay connected to Rotary because there are lots of opportunities for the future, certainly as members of a club, but also opportunities to travel around the world with Rotary. So please stay connected wherever you are to Rotary. And I want to say thank you to the scholarship committee for putting this particular essay on the application. It was just fascinating to read and then to hear about. So thank you very much. Great job. What a wonderful way to start the day. And so for the students, we're going to be moving into kind of some sharing time, and you are all welcome to stay. And I think, Angela, you have something you want to say.
Well, I saw that Barb's hand was up, and maybe you want to go ahead, Barb.
Thank you, Angela, for heading up the committee and for the innovative question that was asked, and to bring in these three lovely young people and wish them well. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. And I think I can say the speaker thing that, or to let you all know that in your honor, the Rotary Club of Williston-Richmond will be making a donation to the Connecting Youth Mentoring Program at Williston Central School. So thank you so much. And other people, other young people will already benefit just from you being here. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Angela. And thank you to Ellie for being speaker chair this month. Awesome job so far. And then also I started to say to the students that we're about to move into some sharing time, and you are welcome to stay. But if you need to go and work on other things, we understand that as well. So again, thank you very much. Does anyone have any announcements they would like to share?
Yes. Susan, yes. Leslie.
Okay, Susan, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to put an opportunity out to everybody. The PR committee is planning to have a booth at the Isham Farm Market on Tuesday, August 16th. And we need folks to come and help staff the booth. We're going to do 2 shifts. The first one is 4:30 to 6:30. It includes setting up the booth. And the second shift is 6:30 to 8:30, includes taking down the booth. And we want 4 people for each shift. We've got a few folks already signed up, but I'm going to send around a sign up sheet and hope that we can get the 8 folks that we need for that day. And then we are planning to, at some point, go to the Richmond Farmers Market as well. And once we have a date, we can let you know when that is. And that'll be a fun opportunity to, I think, get out in an area where we haven't been able to spend much time, meet some different people. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Susan. I think those are going to be great opportunities and lots of fun. Barb, did you have something?
No, I have a question. I was wondering if those books got collected from the library, and I did want to thank everybody who participated. And then the question was, where are the books? Are they at the school? Who has them?
So Barb, you're talking about the books that were to be set aside for the school, right?
Correct.
Yes. Elizabeth, I think you're in the room, right? Elizabeth and Elena and I went over to the book sale right after the Deb Beckett Memorial Run, and we were able to pull a few boxes of books, and we have stored them in the mentoring room with a note to Becky Martell.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And was members of the team of the club able to help work on the 4th?
I'm not sure about that, Barb. I know, I'm sorry, did someone say something?
Charlie and I were there helping. And Elena, my daughter.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I think for next year, Barb, we could talk with the library again. They had a new person trying to coordinate, and I think maybe we could do it a little more smoothly, but I think that from what I heard, it all went well. So thank you to everyone who participated. Any other announcements? Okay, well, I have a few, and if anybody else does, feel free to raise your hand. I would like to thank Andrew and Chris for maintaining the Fontaine canoe access most recently. And that's not to exclude the other people who have done it. I just haven't been hearing from them. So to any of you who have been maintaining areas, thank you. And to those of you who are working on the benches, thank you. And then this past Sunday, in the heat of the day, Sherry, Chris, Andrew, and Jude helped to park cars at Isham Farm for a memorial service. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And that did allow us to receive $300 that will go into our operating budget. So there will be more opportunities for that in the coming months. So we'll keep you posted. Are there other things people have been doing that I don't know about that we can celebrate?
I feel like we can all celebrate just getting by these days, being good people.
Absolutely. Here, everyone. Any birthdays? Oops, somebody just raised
Before you
their
go on to
hand.
that, Leslie, I'd like to invite everyone in the club and their families who would like to come and see a brand new Habitat for Humanity house that has just been completed at 1891 North Avenue in the new North End. There's an open house this afternoon from 3 to 6 and Saturday, and I can't remember the hours on Saturday, but David probably remembers. A chance to see what David has been working on painting and what a lot of people David Mullen is in charge of, and I've been working one day a week and love to share it with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you, Charlie. Thanks for all the work that you do with Habitat, and thank you for sharing that. Anything?
11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday.
Way up beyond virtual.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll put that in the chat. Anything else? Any other announcements? Okay, Marty, are you available for your Sergeant at Arms duties?
I am. So just to